Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 183, and I'm continuing the story of Aladdin and the Wondrous lamp. Now, electricity's gone out in my house a couple of times tonight. I am off the grid and at night run off a battery bank. If too much power is used during the day, then the batteries get kind of low and they shut off at night. So that's why I have the candles going. I left the story off with this strange man claiming to be Aladdin's uncle, supping with Aladdin's mother, Mustafa's wife, and Aladdin. He had just asked the question of what Aladdin did to earn a living. What trade had he employed himself in? And Aladdin hung his head while his mother began to cry. The stranger said, "We need to take care of this." He said, "I will buy you a shop and furnish it so that you might make some income to support you and your mother. Tomorrow we will go out together." The meal over, the stranger left, and in the morning he came back and fetched Aladdin, and off they went. First thing he did was bought Aladdin a fine new set of clothing. He had his face shaved and his hair cut. Took him to the baths, where he was freshened. Coming out of all this, Aladdin looked like a young prince. Handsome, strong, well-kept. Well, all through that day, Aladdin's supposed uncle took Aladdin around the city, showing him the sights. At the end of the evening, he brought him home, and his mother was delighted to see Aladdin looking so charming. The next day, the stranger came again and took Aladdin out. This time he took him outside of the city to some beautiful gardens. And around noontime, they sat down next to a stream, and the stranger pulled out a parcel. Within it was some food, a cake, and some fruit. The stranger was always bearing with him gifts like this, wonderful food to eat, as he had the supper that they had had the first night of being together. He had brought wine and fruit. Well, the two of them, they ate. The stranger split everything he had with Aladdin. After they had had that meal, up they went, and they headed further away from the town. They came to the base of the mountains, and Aladdin begged the stranger to turn around and take him back. Well, the stranger, the uncle, he beguiled Aladdin with tales and stories, and they continued on the way further until they came to a narrow pass between two mountains. And here, our African magician stopped. He said, "I will show you something that will amaze you, a wonder of wonders. Fetch us some sticks that we might build a fire. And after we have done so, you will be amazed." So Aladdin went off and gathered small sticks to get a fire going. Once that fire was going, he gathered larger sticks until it was a fairly good blaze. And at this point, his uncle, supposed uncle, took some powder out of a pouch that he had been carrying and sprinkled it over the fire. The powder crackled and made like sparks coming out of the fire. The earth trembled, and there, right before Aladdin, a square stone appeared with a bronze ring in the center of it. And we'll stop the story there. Find out what happens next.